me again. Welcome back to my channel, which is Tech and Non-Tech with Sumit Tohdar. And if you are the new to my channel, please do subscribe it, and also don't forget to share the video which I am uploading for you, and also don't forget to press the bell icon. You can follow me in my social media and Instagram for more updates. So I have already uploaded the 2 video lecture series on the machine tool. So today it will be the 3rd video lecture series. So without wasting time, so let's start the video. So today our topic will be broaching. So this is also one of the important topic of the basic machining calculation. And in the broaching, what is the main point of the broaching that you should remember for the exam purpose? Basically for the competitive exam purposes, one is for purpose of broaching is for enlarging the holes. Second one is the producing the non-circular holes, and this is used for the gear cutting purpose. These are the 3 main important points for the enlarging holes, producing non-circular holes, and gear cutting. Broaching tool is used. So we'll do the analysis on the broaching tool and what type of question they ask in the exam, in various competitive exams. According to that, we'll be look questions at least each type for different questions. So this is the broaching tool. This is how it look like. So what is this R, what is this S, and what is this F, which we'll talk about it now. So the broaching tool basically used for the enlarging the hole. So this also removes the material, right? So coming to the broaching tool, broach maximum material removal rate. So I told you what is the R, S, and F. Sorry. So this is the broaching tool. So broaching tool mainly contains roughing teeth, which I have denoted over here as R, a semi-finishing teeth, which I have denoted here as S, and finishing teeth. Okay, so the length of the broaching tool, which contains the length of the roughing teeth plus length of the semi-finishing teeth plus length of the finishing teeth. So the combination of these three teeth, roughing, semi-finishing, and finishing, is used to enlarge the holes. And number of NR is the number of roughing teeth, NS is the number of semi-finishing teeth, and NF is the number of finishing teeth. Okay, and remember that the number of teeth for the roughing will be more than the number of teeth in semi-finishing, and lesser number of teeth will be there in the number of finishing teeth. So just remember this one. And one more point, the maximum material will be removed in the roughing teeth, and partial and very less material will be removed in the semi-finishing teeth. And for the finishing, since the depth of the cut will be 0, so it won't remove any of the material. Only the purpose of the finishing teeth is to finish and give the final shape of the hole. Okay, so this is about the broaching tool, and we'll again learn how to find the machining time. Okay, so again for the machining time, the formula is same. Formula is, I'll highlight it, and please you also make a note of this. This is the machining time, and here the L is the effective length, and V is the cutting speed, which will be the in mm per minute. Okay, and what is the effective length over here is the length of the broaching tool and thickness of the workpiece. Okay, so this is the effective length. And the length of the broach, already I told you, length of the broach is length summation of length of the roughing teeth plus summation of length of the semi-finishing plus length of the finishing teeth. So combination or summation of all these three will give you the length of the broach. And again, length of the roughing part will be the more than the length of the semi-finishing part, and this will be more than the length of the finishing part. So this is what the term in the broaching tool you should know, and which will help you in solving the problem and for analyzing or understanding the numericals. So this is how the broach tool look like over here. So pitch term, already I have explained it. What is the pitch? Again, the purpose of a name behind the understanding of pitch is same as what I have explained in the last lecture. Here H is rise per tooth. Okay, so we'll look one by one what is the name or what is the each term. So here H is rise per tooth, D is depth of cut, which is the number of teeth into height rise per tooth. This will give you the total depth of cut, which is general formula, which you can remember it, this one, and which will be applicable for all the like for the roughing teeth and for the semi-finishing teeth and for finishing teeth as well. Okay, so just by manipulating this we'll be getting formula for finding the number of teeth, which will be the depth of cut divided by rise per tooth. Okay, so again this was the important. Once again just read it. What is the depth of cut? Depth of cut introduced by rough teeth is denoted by DR, and rise per tooth for roughing teeth is denoted by HR. Similarly for HF, for HS, same meaning, only the difference is that here it is roughing, semi-finishing and finishing. So I would request you to please remember all this formula, which will help for solving the numerical. And then total depth, already for the finishing teeth the depth DF will be 0. So what will be the total depth over here? Total depth will be summation of depth for the roughing teeth plus depth of the semi-finishing teeth. Okay, and DF will be 0. So just we'll look one questions related to this. So one QA is to cut of 0.5 mm. Here D is total depth of cut. Okay, and with a broach of NS means number of teeth in the semi-finishing, and this is the number of teeth in the finishing, which is given 4. And roughing teeth, for roughing teeth pitch is given 22 mm, rise per tooth is given 0.8 mm per tooth, and for the semi-finishing also given all the data, and for the finishing pitch is given 20 mm. Here H is not given, that we are supposed to find. What we have to do over here is we have to find the length of the broach. What is the length of the broach in mm? So what is the length of the broach is equal to length of the roughing teeth plus length of the semi-finishing teeth plus length of the finishing teeth. Okay, so one by one we'll calculate what is the finishing teeth length. So LF, the formula just right now I have told you. So LF is equal to NF into PF, which is NF is number of teeth in finishing part into a pitch of finishing part, which is given in the questions. 4 into 20 will give you the 80 mm, and for the semi finishing part LS is equal to NS into PS. Here also data is given, so easily you can calculate it, 160 mm. Now coming to the rough teeth, roughing teeth, LR is equal to NR into PR, but here NR is not given. NR is not given, and we know total depth of cut is given 4.5 mm. So total depth of cut is DS plus DR. Okay, so total depth of cut is given 4.5 is equal to depth of cut in the semi finishing is given 0.1 mm. So from here we can find what is the depth of cut in the roughing teeth. So this is 4.4 mm. Okay, now what is the length of the roughing part, roughing teeth? So length of the roughing teeth is equal to number of teeth and rise of the tooth 44. So here we got 4.4 divided by H, rise per tooth. When you do 0.1 is given, we will be getting 44, and pitch for the roughing teeth is given 22 mm. So when you multiply, we'll be getting the 968 meters. So we got the length for the finishing, semi finishing, and then roughing. So just sum all these three, will be getting the total length of the broach. So this is the answer of total length of the broach. So this is how you have to use all those formula for finding the length of the broach. Okay, so we'll move next topic, which is the taper turning. And for the taper turning, you need to know the meaning of the some parameters. So this is the taper turning, and what are the parameters is here given is LF is length of the taper, which is this part, and length of the workpiece, which is this part. Okay, and again here we have to find the machining time. Again the formula would be the same, effective length divided by F into N. Here what would be the effective length? Effective length is the length of the tapered part alone, so this one alone. Okay, this one alone. So here AB part, which is LF, and here the feed will be in axial direction and radial direction. But in the previous problem or topic, we have substituted directly the feed value over here, but here the feed will be resultant feed we have to enter, because here the feed will be the combination of axial and then radial. So how you need to find the resultant one is basic calculation. So this is how you have to find the resultant feed. Okay, so this is the tapered angle. This alpha is known as tapered angle. So this will be again alpha by 2. So we can find what is this x distance. Okay, from this geometry, tan alpha by 2 x by length of the tapered. So how we'll find the x? X is d max minus d min divided by 2 will give you the x value and length of the tapered. So just manipulate this equation, we'll be getting alpha is equal to 2 into tan inverse d max minus d min divided by 2 times of the length of the tapered. Here alpha is the taper angle and alpha by 2 is the semi tapered angle. Okay, you please remember the parameter, each parameter name. Okay, so now we'll move ahead and we'll look the another topic which is also very important, tailstock offset method. So what is the tailstock offset method? Here in this method, tailstock is placed at an offset from the central lathe axis such that the offset angle between the workpiece and lathe axis is half of the tapered angle. Okay, so this is what it is saying. This is the lathe axis and this is the workpiece axis, and this is the angle between both, which is the alpha by 2. Okay, so here one important point, I have highlighted it already in my notes, so you just also remember this point. This method is to produce long taper with small taper angle. So remember that for the tailstock offset method is to produce the long taper with small taper angle. Okay, so now offset, how we'll find the offset from the geometry? Sine alpha by 2 is equal to base by hypotenuse. So here base is what? No, sorry, not base, p perpendicular by hypotenuse means y divided by length of the workpiece. So just bring this to this side, you'll be getting the formula y is equal to length of the workpiece into sine alpha by 2, which will give the offset, tail offset. Okay, this formula you have to remember. And okay, so there is a one question, we'll solve this one, so we'll give you the clear cut idea about the tail offset method. So the question is in a taper turning operation by tailstock offset method, maximum diameter of the cylinder is 80 mm and the minimum diameter of the cylinder is 65 mm. Length of the workpiece is 90 mm and the length of the taper is 55 mm. Find the taper angle and tailstock offset. So we have to find the two parameter. One is taper angle, which is the alpha, and second is the tailstock offset, which is the y. Okay, so this is the diagram. Maximum dia 80, minimum is 65. So we can find what is the x. So x equal to d max minus d minimum divided by 2 will give you the 7.5. Again, alpha is 2 inverse 2 times of tan inverse x by lt. Just substitute all the data over here. We will be getting alpha is equal to 15.53 degree. This is in the degree and this is in the minute and combination of second. So according to the given options, we have to manipulate the options. If it is given in the minute, you just convert it. If it is given in the second, you convert it and then write it. I hope you all know how to convert the degree into the minute and second. Okay, so this is the formula already. Now all the data we got it. So substitute over here. Length of the workpiece is 90 into sine 15.53 divided by 2 will give you the offset, which is the 12.16 mm. Okay, so we'll solve one more questions, which is, I guess, gate question is this one. In a taper turning operation, if length of the workpiece is 400 mm, length of the taper is 100 mm for a taper angle of 4 degree, which is alpha, then tailstock offset will be. This is the formula. Again, just substitute, everything is given over here and we'll be getting the answer, which is this one, 400 sine 2. Okay, this is one of the important questions over here. Taper turning is introduced using the tailstock offset method. Maximum and minimum dia is, this is the maximum, this is the minimum dia is respectively if taper is produced along the entire length. Remember this line, entire length. Find the tailstock offset in mm. We have to find what is the y. So from the formula we know what is the y is equal to length of the workpiece into sine alpha by 2. Okay, so here alpha is not given, so we have to manipulate these questions in such a way that without even alpha we have to solve this one. So just what I have done over here is just divide the cos alpha by 2 and multiply with cos alpha by 2. And why I am doing this, I'll explain it. So when you do this, you will be getting length of the workpiece into tan alpha by 2 into cos alpha by 2, and we know the tan alpha by 2 equations. Okay, tan alpha by 2 equation is d max minus d min divided by 2 times of the length of the taper. Okay, and cos alpha by 2, if you remember starting of this topic, tailstock offset method, I told you to highlight this part, this one. This method is to produce the long taper with small taper angle. Okay, long taper. Okay, for the long taper, when the length is more and very small taper angle, the cos alpha approaches to 1. As we all know from the mathematics, alpha is very, very small. Okay, so for this we can assume this cos alpha by 2 is approaching to 1. So the equation will become length of the taper into d max minus d min divided by 2 times of the length of the taper alone. For now we have all the data and we are able to solve this one even without alpha. Okay, so answer will be the 6 mm. So just remember and read the questions carefully. He is talking about the entire length of the workpiece. So automatic the length of the taper is more and length of the taper is more, and tailstock offset method is for very small taper angle. So okay, for a small angle cos alpha by 2 will approach to 1. Okay, from the mathematics. So this is one of the important. Okay, so next topic will start the shaping. Okay, with this I am ending this video lecture because the video is going to be too lengthy. For coming video lecture we'll start the topic on the shaping. So for right now, please do watch all the video lecture 1, 2 and 3 and complete it, and for the next video I'll upload shaping and planar, about the shaping and the planar. Till then I'm signing out, and until we meet again, till then, bye bye.